Okay, for number 18, we'll be solving this rational equation, and you know the deal. We are going to factor out the denominators and look for the lowest common denominator, and we multiply every fraction by its lowest common denominator, all right? You see that for this one, we can factor it. Be sure we do so, all right? So y squared minus 2y minus 3. We can factor this out as y and y like this, right? Y times 4 will give us y squared. And now, what times 4 will give us negative 3? Together, they add up to be negative 2. We need to use negative 3 and plus 1, right? Negative 3 times positive 1, we get negative 3. Negative 3 plus 1, we have the negative 2. Okay, this denominator here, we just have y plus 1. So we don't have to factor it because we cannot factor it. And this is technically like 3 over 1, so doesn't really matter that much neither. We are looking for this and that. So here is going to be the lowest common denominator. Let me just put this down right here for you guys. First of all, you see that the y plus 1, and if you would like, let's put a parenthesis right here. This and that, they are in common. We just have to write it down one time. So we will have the y plus 1, right? And what else is missing? We need to have this, y minus 3. So we multiply y minus 3 right here. And this, in fact, it's enough, all right? Okay, so we'll just multiply this with every fraction. That's why I left all the space. So for this right here, I will just put that down. We will have the y plus 1 times y minus 3, okay? And then for the next one, we'll do the same thing. Y plus 1 times y minus 3. Don't forget to do it right here as well. Y plus 1 times y minus 3. All right, just like this. And then we'll just see what the things that we can cancel out. After we multiply everything by the lowest common denominator, we should not have any more fraction in our expressions, okay? So for the first one, you see that the y plus 1 cancel out with that right away. And likewise, the y minus 3 cancel out with this y minus 3, right? So at the end, for the first one, we just have the y plus 7 left. So let's go ahead and put that down right here. And for the next one, the y plus 1 cancel with this y plus 1. And what we have to do is, this is a positive 12, which is in front of this parentheses. Be sure you take the positive 12, distribute, okay? Positive 12 times y, that's plus 12y, and positive 12 times negative 3, that will give us negative 36. And at the end, we continue, this is equal to, okay, this nothing we can cancel out because the 3 was just a 3, it's like 3 over 1. Therefore, we have to just multiply this out, okay? So I will do this right here first. So we multiply this by 3 and that. So 3 times y is going to be 3y. And don't forget to put a parenthesis right here. 3y and then plus 3 times 1 is 3, all right? And I will bring this down. This right here is just right here, right? Y minus 3. And I will have to FOIL this out, right? So we take 3y times y. That's what? That's just going to be 3y squared. Next, we take 3y times negative 3. And as you know, I will tell you guys to put the result right here real quick. That's negative 9y. 3y times negative 3, that's negative 9y. And I will multiply this and that. This is 3 times y, that's positive 3y. And the reason I want to do this is so I can save one step, because I can just combine the terms right here and put it right there, right? Negative 9y plus 3y, that's going to be negative 6y. Right? Negative 9y plus 3y is negative 6y. And the last terms, you multiply 3 with negative 3. This is going to be negative 9. Okay, so that's what we have. And you see, there's no more fraction. And in this case, we have the y squared. So this is the second degree equation. So be sure we make one side equal to 0 and then factor, okay? But before we do that, we see we can combine the terms on the left-hand side. Let's do that first. Here we have y, here we have 12y. So together, that's 13y. And you see that this is positive 7 minus 36. That's going to give us negative 29. And this is equal to that 3y squared minus 6y minus 9. Okay, as you can see, we have 3y squared on the right hand side. I want to keep the 3y squared positive. So with that being said, I would like to move these two terms from the left to the right. So I'm going to do that by, that's minus 13y on both sides. And I'll line up right here, minus 13y, so that this and that will cancel. And I will also be adding 29 on both sides, so that this and that will be cancelled, okay? And you see, all in all, on the left-hand side, we will have 0, and then we just have to combine terms right here, right? And let me show you. Let's combine the terms right here first. 3y squared, there's nothing that we did with the 3y squared, so this is still 3y squared. This and that, negative 6y minus 13y is negative 19y. And for the last one, negative 9 plus 29, this is plus 20. So this is what we have on the right-hand side, right, originally. So normally I'll put down 0, it's equal to this. But let me tell you, I would prefer to have this to actually be on the left-hand side. Therefore, let me write this down as this is equal to 0. Okay? So I just put a 0 equal to right here. That's all. It's the same anyway. All right, here's the fun part. We are going to factor this out now. So do a tic-tac-toe. To get 3y squared, let's just have 3y and y. And now, what times what will give us positive 20? We can use 4 and 5, or negative 4, negative 5, right? I'm going to put on negative 5 right here and negative 4 right here because I see that 3y times negative 5, that would be what? That's negative 15y. And negative 4 times y, this is negative 4y. Together, they add out to be negative 19y. So that's what we need. Okay, so I'll take this and I put it here. The factoring is going to be 3y minus 4, that's the first one, times the second one is y minus 5. And don't forget, you make this equal to 0. And now we make each factor equal to 0 and then solve. So we have 3y minus 4 equal to 0. And the second one is y minus 5 equal to 0. For this one, we add 4 on both sides. And we get this 3y equals to 4. And then we divide both sides by 3, right? So we have the first one right here, 4 over 3. And on the other hand, we can just add 5 on both sides. So they cancel, and I will have y equals to positive 5. So here we have the two possible answers. What do we need to do next? Be sure we plug in these two values into the original equation, especially just on the denominator, okay? So let's take a look. When we have y is equal to 4 over 3, when you plug in into this y right here, if you plug in into the factored form, it's easier. So let me show you. If you plug in 4 over 3 into this y, before we cancel things out, okay? 4 over 3 minus 3, it's not 0, so that's good. 4 over 3 plus 1, it's once again not 0, so that's good. 4 over 3 right here plus 1, it's not 0, so that's good. So this right here is legit because it did not make any of the factors on the bottom 0, so that's good. Likewise, when we plug in 5 into this y, 5 minus 3, it's not 0, that's good. 5 plus 1 is 6, it's not 0, that's good. 5 plus 1, 6, it's not 0, so that's good. So in this case, we have both of them being correct answers. So this is it. Don't forget to do the check all the time, all right?